we begin our journey with tea. As one usually tries to.
Good.
Well, you guys puzzle out with your remaining turns how to beat this thing.
My idea is kill myself,
Yeah.
but hopefully not actually kill myself.
I mean, that's probably one of them. Like depression. Probably like you are depressed might be one of them.
You are depressed. No, you are.
No, you.
You need some help, man.
I got a few ideas. So when that ever comes around.
Got a few ideas that are unrelated to answering the questions directly.
I also got to think about this. This is a DAO discussion. We just have to go by his rules, or should we introduce our own?
I was planning on introducing my own.
Or do I just fail? Like, do I just like lose out in the DAO discussion?
Well, isn't failing succeeding for you? At least in your DAO?
You've actually kind of learned that. You read a Razor's Edge on that?
Yeah.
So if you fail, you get a little stronger. You improve your cultivation. But you still fail.
Yeah.
And there are some times where you just gotta succeed. It's like, crap. Alright. Huh?
Alright.
All right. So I think it was ending on me last because I was at 5 and you were also at 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm supposed to go
Or
down
I might have
one
just
after
started.
this.
No,
I'm 1 minus.
I'm not sure. Okay.
Remember, because I failed one of my DAO points, and then it got removed from me because I accepted that what was it? DAO point number 2. You were lost. Yeah, it was that one. Oh no, there was no way out. That's the one I lost on. And then Matt gave me a -1.
Cool.
Alright. Lyron, while I perform the art of in the ritual of tea. You may.
Oh, you know what? Actually, you are. It is you because you go first, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and I just we were on 4. We just finished 4 for the way out one. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I need to make a decision. Alright, so I want to spend 20 merit for my adapts. And the damage I take from that happens after the resolution of the spending. So I have that. I'm going to level up my conflicts around my health pool. Which lets me tank slightly more damage because I'm taking 200 damage from this. from using narrative points.
Mm-hmm.
Um, have our
It's like
narrative points reset?
Not until the count is over.
Got it.
Our once
There's
per
both a
session,
disadvantage and an advantage.
our once per session abilities reset, like my gag.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No. Oh, okay.
After the encounter's over.
So that increases the damage for each energy. The amount of energy I gain per turn, the hardness of matter I can turn into energy, and the last one was mind. Which is no, it's a spirit, which is the static shield, which is irrelevant at the moment, but is cool. Then I take 20 damage and take 20 points of energy out. Or 200 damage. Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
That's not D1. It's not D100s you're taking. It's just straight
10 each
10 each. Right.
for merit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my upgrade is I can use my emotions for hit points as well to take emotional damage.
Have we built that?
I'm upgrading my conflicts.
Right. But have we built the what is an emotion? And
We have
how does that
not.
take damage?
We have not. And it doesn't normally take damage.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
We have
Whoa.
played around with the emotions before and
Mm-hmm.
hasn't been quantified yet.
Sure. First, let's do this. Let's do a mental exercise. How are you expecting this to work in your head?
How am I expecting this to work in my head? That I can put my emotions into the energy pool as points of it. And then I guess it's more that I can put emotions directly into what is emotion wheel?
So the emotion wheel, pretty much, you can Google it, and it'll send you an image of like all your emotions, like that are the base kind, like happiness, sadness, and then it expands upon them, like giving new words to them all. So you could be like, space off your health pool, right? And so you could be like, hey, these are my core emotions, and they add to my uh what is the health thing again, the critical wounds, like, you know, your those 5 base emotions add 5 new critical wounds, and then you have other emotions upon that wheel that kind of also add upon it, so you could get more wounds that way, or something. But continue on your thought. Sorry for interrupting.
No problem. This is helpful. This is mostly just building this on the fly. I mostly just wanted the extra hit point buffer, but I needed to add another thing to it, and it's relating to me taking damage for the most part with this conflux. And I've already dealt with emotions using my energy ability before. So how I'm expecting it to work. I think critical wounds is good because that's not adding directly to my hit points in the same way. So like each base emotion that I have is a critical wound. And if I use that as a critical wound, then I can't feel that emotion until I probably rest.
That could be dangerous.
Yeah, it could be. But losing all your critical wounds is pretty dangerous normally.
Yeah, you become pretty much dead inside, right? Like, so that's part of your emotions if you don't get them back. Because you're pretty much using the emotion in this case, right? It's like a consumable resource, your emotion.
Yep. But if it is a critical wound, then it isn't the same issue. Hello, John.
Good to see you, John.
We
Nice
can
and
add
bright.
it to your critical wounds if you'd like. That would be fine. And then, but what if you heal from the critical wounds? Do you get those back, or do you have to?
Yeah, I'd choose which ones I get back. So either the like crystallized energy circuits or whichever emotions have already been sacrificed for taking the critical wounds.
It's gonna be interesting to play. Like, you know, as a character, just like, hey, I don't have happiness right now because
Yeah, I got punched really hard. Punched the happiness right out of me.
Just depression mode activate. But you know, there's those other emotions too.
It's not a phase.
Yeah, it's if you want to convert them to critical wounds. You want the difficulties of which ones turn off.
Sure. And then we'll have the emotion wheel for the various. So it'd be 6 more critical wounds based on this. I don't think the outer ones, maybe when we level it up further, can
You want to paste it
further.
into Riveth's Wake too, so Matt has an example. You can take a look at his eyeballs.
Which emotion
With my
wheel?
I need the ojos.
Ojos.
I need to look at it with my ojos. Very importante.
The reason why I brought that up is because my character is very involved with emotions. It's kind of where I'm planning to build my fire from.
Yeah. Did that do anything? No, that just. Hold on.
What am I holding on to?
Difficult.
Let me cook.
Okay, I like that one a little bit better than hold on. Cause I'm like, what am I holding on to?
Copy image link. Here's a emotion wheel.
No, I haven't put it in Riveth's Wake too. I don't see anything.
Wait, what happened?
The chat. Put it into the chat we have in Dicebox Games, not the like a Discord. Copy paste there, not in to roll 20. Sorry.
Wreck. Look, man.
That's fair. That's fair. They have the same name. It's true. They have the same name. I just figured it would be easier for Discord instead of.
That's not going to get lost or anything. Ugh, I took damage to my confidence.
Yeah,
you
and
guys
then
might
so
have this, but I
if
don't.
you wanted to do it this way, you could have your core. So you have it looks like 5 on each, and then you have 4 other wounds for each type of.
I think that's once when I level up the conflicts further.
Yeah.
And decide if this is a good idea to expand further.
Yeah, for example, you could have an additional, like, you know, critical wound or whatever. It's like you have, it's almost like armor, like depression goes, deflated goes, discouraged goes, hurt goes, and then you have sadness underneath because that's what, you know, those things it is, you know, an extension of. And then
Sure.
Yeah.
But that is a later thing.
Yeah.
Unless I can do all that now, but I don't really want to do all that now because I don't know if I like this at the moment. I just thought it would be neat. Okay. So yes, I will do that. If this is acceptable. Hit me right in the feels.
Yeah, because emotions are just chemical energy, right? So
Mm-hmm. Well,
What's
I had
the wheel
already
you want to use?
stolen
yes, there are
tempos.
different ones. It's true.
There are different wheels.
Pick the one you want to use, and we'll go from there.
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones. I think so. I think this is the most general one. The other ones are like splitting. I guess there's like this one, which might be. Yeah, that's the wheel I want to use.
So motion wheel 2 is the one you want to use, is what you're saying.
Yes, it is
Okay.
the wheel that I wish to use.
You know, I like it because you have the uncomfortable side, which is like, your yin side, and then you have your yang side for the comfortable side. It's kind
Yep.
of like the Tai Chi sense. Not a lot of them
Some of
split in
them,
half like that. Yeah.
yeah. Most of the other ones are like, here's all the good ones. Which is not exactly.
There was one I really liked that had like, your sadness, those ones, and then it expanded upon more, and then it expanded upon it one more time. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
most of the ones that I was seeing that are just your uncomfortable emotions expand out further.
Yeah.
But this one has both. And I don't know if I want to be that incredibly complex right now.
That's completely fair.
Well, whether you're complex or not, pick the wheel.
I already did.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the one that was posted.
Yes.
Motion was 2. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
Yeah. And at that point, with critical wounds, it means that we don't have to really quantify how much of my happiness
Yeah.
just hits me in the face for all of my
Okay.
love.
So what I'm gonna do is the inner wheel, which is I think it's 11 because it's lopsided.
Mm, 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 mm.
Will
Yes.
be critical wounds. The outer wheel, you can choose with merit to add to either health, more critical wounds, or whatever. So, yeah, you can upgrade it, or just
However,
leave it, if you don't really want to indulge.
once when we figure out how bad of an idea this is,
It's nice
narratively.
when you see like, hey, I lose my angry. That like, all right, so now I just have 4 things I need to worry about, kind of deal. Like, so
Mhm.
if I'm resentful, if I'm bored, offended, or jealous, like I just don't get jealous at things if I lose anger, or I don't get offended, or I don't get bored.
Hey, you just cheated on your wife. And?
Or Polly, bro.
What's coming to her? Just give me a moment.
Let me sleep on that. Then I'll be jealous.
What are you, man? I don't. Why do you ask me
Not
questions?
jealous. That's what I am.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it.
And I can get critical wounds back by stealing other people's jealousy.
Oh.
And now they're not even jealous that I took their jealousy.
Would you need to like get 4 different emotions for a critical wound then? Like, sorry,
Once
when I say
upgrade it,
that, like
maybe.
four of it to get that anger back.
What would be 4?
Oh, because you know how anger then it has the 4 above kind of
Oh,
deal.
the outside. I
Yeah.
haven't expanded into that. It's just the general emotions at the moment. Okay, so I take 200 damage. Ouch. We're good. He gets his 20 adapt of each pillar, which see if he does anything with it. And I think that's what I'm doing at the moment with that. Once when our DM is back and takes us off of the intermission page, we shall continue with the other stages of my plan, or continue just doing the other thing till I determine that I need to continue with the other stages of my plan.
Glad I got it for a walk earlier. It's starting to rain now.
Is the almighty DM returned?
I do have my tea now. I have sat down. Yay.
Good, good.
I have brewed myself Golden Monkey.
Ooh, ah.
Ooh. You have a lot of critical health now. Devastating doesn't absolutely wreck your character.
Yeah, I have less critical health than I did before. Well, I guess you have 10 by default, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I have 3 more than I would by default. I think that's a pretty cool conflux.
Why do you have 3? Thought
3
it was
more?
11.
Plus my crystallized thingies, unless that replaced those.
No, you have 3 from your crystallized, don't you?
I've got 2 from my crystallized energy circuits, and then
What
I
about your
have
yin and yang circuit? I thought that was also a
the Tai Chi
critical.
circuit.
Yeah,
That was
Tai
not.
Chi's.
That was not specifically
Okay, I just knew it took
ever
up one of your
defined
critical.
as critical wounds.
Yeah, I thought it took
It
up
takes
one
one
of
of my
them.
energy
So
slots.
yeah. All right,
If it does,
So,
then I've got 14.
That breaks you take damage to your Dow, internal
Yeah.
injuries.
probably not a good idea to
Yeah.
have it then. But yeah, you have 6 here.
I didn't have it defined initially, so
6 plus 5 plus 2 is 13. You should have 3 extra.
it's 11.
Yeah, it's 11 on the wheel.
Yeah, 11 plus 2.
Oh yes.
Yippee.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good job.
we're still on the intermission page. Sir Great GM of DMing.
Yeah. But you added the inner wheel, right? To your critical wounds?
I did.
So that's plus 11. So
Plus 11, yeah. Where are my critical wounds? Is critical damage? No, there is no critical wounds spot. But I guess that's normally 10, right?
I'll just add
Yeah.
it to your complex description.
Yeah, I will.
Because it already says like, hey, my criticals are this. So
Yep.
You could just put in the critical damage minus. I don't know if it accepts that.
I could.
Mm.
Well, but that would be double the amount then.
You already have 10.
I can
So
just
you
put
just don't
13
include
on
the
critical
original 10.
damage and then count down to 0. There. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't have critical wounds otherwise. Good luck. I approach Catbug.
Yes. That's why it's good
Hail.
luck, because you guys aren't on the right map.
Oh man, I can see. Except I can't. I still can't see. Okay, so we're at 5. Or I'm at 5. Back to this. So I can answer 6. I will not find the answers.
So we should be on 5. I should be on 5. You should be on 5.
Yeah, I think Lard's on 5.
Yeah. If I was on Dow point 6, I would say yes to 4. But I haven't completed my turn of that. I only took 1
Well,
extra
Dow point
damage.
6 is turn 5. Or rather, is 5, because 10 was 1, 9 is 2, 8 is 3.
This is
You're
what I
ahead
have.
by
So.
1 because
Yeah,
you
but
engaged it and lost a point.
yeah, but it should be like
Bonus
this
4.
though. I wouldn't be able to do the last 2 if this was the case. If I
5 is 6. And then 7 is 4.
okay,
Also
that's
move you
fine.
guys
It's fine.
ahead.
It's
Have
fine.
successes.
It's fine.
The answers. So I already contemplated the moon. I will contemplate the sky. Is there anything to be seen within the sky?
I just has a big moon.
So there's just the moon up there? Okay.
Yeah, it's dark. It's a big silver disc.
I already contemplated the moon. I think there was no hope.
No.
Are these little dragonfly things existent?
Mhm.
Okay, I'll
Little
examine
butterflies
them.
as well.
The bugs, then.
What
I will
about 'em?
examine them. See if there's any Dow points within them.
You're forgetting somebody.
What am I forgetting?
Got to do the make the spooky.
Ah,
Spending a
yes,
Dow
yes,
point.
yes. I'll spend a Dow point and take a D10 of damage.
Yep.
1 point of damage.
Ah.
2
mm,
points of
mm.
damage. Yeah, I'm feeling a 2.
Vicarious appears, shaking his head disappointingly. That's pretty spooky.
Mm.
With that, I'm not mad, son. I'm just disappointed stare.
Oh gosh, even worse.
Yes. I will roll a D10. Why do I roll the lowest numbers?
I don't know.
Every time.
That's why I had to remove 90 points of damage from myself because I kept rolling high. I still rolled like, I don't know, 3 numbers in the 90s. So
I'm gonna get some more kinetic energy from the rain. That's like the passive thing each turn. Now I will examine the butterflies. Sweet, sweet butterflies. Is there a Dow point within them?
Right, what was your spook?
Vicarious.
yeah,
Giving me the.
Just there's an eyeball, just this glowing red orb from within the darkness, just going. I'm gonna be
Very
so
disappointed.
disappointed in you.
I mean, my imagination is probably not wrong here.
Okay.
All right. examining the butterflies. For a Dow point. Not spending a Dow point, obviously, but is there any information to glean from them?
How are you gleaning that information besides just looking at them?
Sixth sense.
They're a bit distracting.
They're distracting?
Yeah. Kind of glow like little ghosts.
Yeah, but
Or
do they contain a
bioluminescent.
Dow point? Because I'd been getting information from like the moon and the things that I have been creating and the ground. Let me roll my sixth sense.
There you go.
I was working on it.
I was working on it. Oh.
Ugh!
Sorry, guys, too
Look
early.
back, Mom! Ugh! Get your own tots.
Yeah, I'll get you one. Yeah. Yeah, but.
Terror will consume you. Okay.
So I was right on one of my thoughts. That's nice.
So we've got. You're afraid, you were lost, you're confused. Terror will consume you, you will not find the answers, there is no hope. What sort of Tao is this? I'll also examine the dragonflies to see if there's a different answer within them. Not answer, Tao point. You'll not find the answers. But I can find the Tao points.
Which are the answers?
Yes. Two half actions.
Got my muggy. Here we go. It's
Muggy.
ready. It's ready. Oh, tea.
Tee
I need-
hee.
I need this shit. Oh, smells good too.
What are you saying? It's early?
Well, it's not as early as I normally wake up for most of the week, but it's early enough.
Sure enough. That was me examining the dragonflies.
Yeah, well, you got one of the Dow.
Same one.
It's
Same
they're all
point.
connected. The butterflies, dragonflies, all the bugs, the glowing
Would
bugs.
I have known that with my first sixth sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'll examine the trees with that second sixth sense then.
This tea is not as hot as it should be. Fuck.
There is no hope.
Oh, don't give me that. I have to go down and microwave this now.
Right. That's right. There is a microwave. That is your hope.
Yeah. Otherwise,
You will not find the microwave, Dow point 10.
No, I would then get a stove and heat the thing with the pot. Pour it in the pot.
What if your stove's not working?
The
What
gas
if
line's
power's
been cut.
out. Yeah.
Well,
There is only cold tea at Dow point 11.
I would then put it over ice and drink it cold.
Good call.
There you go. But that's proving the point correct. So you know.
That they are in the gym, so I do it the way I want. All right, you goofy goobers. Examining the trees. It's not the trees themselves, but rather the wind that blows through them. But it's kind of hard to put your finger on where the Dow point resides.
The wind. I can probably tell the direction pretty well with a good
Sure.
check.
You could also hear how the leaves go against the winds. That would be interesting with your Dow.
Hmm. So it's still hard to tell which direction it's coming from.
Oh, the yeah, fuck. It comes out of nowhere when I want to talk. It's like you're yawning now. I'm like, no, Johnny had it better. It's not really particularly the wind; it's how it shakes the leaves.
Okay. Well, luckily, that probably plays into my Tao pretty well for me being able to understand what it's
Yeah.
trying to say. I'll just make an awareness test then to try to dissemble that, and I can aware the heck out of things. That there is 448.
Another. How dare it be?
The bees.
It was like I just poured it from the kettle. Set the kettle to boiling 112 or 212, and it's like, what the shit? Give me a sec. I'll post it.
'Kay.
I'm just having to solve the tea crisis before we move on. It's very
Yes,
important.
this is quite distressing, really.
It is.
So
Like
my
I went through all the
guess on
rigmarole,
my guess
and
on
yeah,
you got this, Matt. You are almost a team master. Not as, you're not a shaman, but you got this.
I do in fact got this. I had to pull out the oven mitts because my carafe has a disconnectable glass part
Mhm.
that holds all the stuff, and I put that in the microwave. But when you microwave it, it comes out hot as fuck. So, grab your head. There we go. We're successful.
So my guess on this one is either anxious or uncertain. It's going to be anxious this time.
Confused would be pretty similar to uncertain, though.
Yeah, that's what I thought about that one too. Yeah.
Alright.
Which is why I think anxious is
The
pretty
next
close.
one.
I just need to take enough critical damage that I don't feel any emotions, because half of these Tao points are you are some sort of emotion. Your fear gives my Tao more power.
It's not what I was expecting. Okay.
Huh. I wasn't expecting that, because that seemed pretty evident. Me getting rid of my fear just proves his point further.
But fear has
With
been the
that
first time that's been brought up. So fear, I was not expecting fear because that was kind of. But yeah, this is fear. So fear that for 9. Hope, no hope for 7. No answers for 6. Terror for 5.
I've got
Trapped for 4. Confused for 3. Lost for
one
2.
more half
Afraid for
action.
1.
Unless this awareness wasn't a half action, if it was like with the sixth sense. Hmm.
What did I send you this week?
You sent me the thing. That could be, but I just need to answer the final question. What is your name? I think with my last half action, because these are like paths, I will. Well, I can't really move very well. I can.
Expansions upon their
teleport with
Tao,
free
pretty
action
much.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will teleport over here.
Cannot use reactions on your turn.
It's a free action or a reaction to teleport.
Okay, if you use a free action, okay.
Yep. I'm currently using the Thrum frequency, so I can teleport anywhere once per turn within its range. I'm going to examine the path itself, like into the woods. Because there's a path there, correct? Or not really a path, but like an opening.
Yeah.
I'll do a Sixth Sense check on that and see if there's a Dao point within that. Enter.
Okay.
It's good usage, though. I like the path utilization there.
All right. You stare deep into the yawning path. And you will find at the very end terror as you find the last one, and you realize this is going to be a very hard fight because those last points are something that you really can't beat because it's currently
Well, that's a free answer if you're already in a spot that you can win it.
pretty much, yeah. This is also a this type of statement is also a double-edged sword, but also a nail in the coffin. Because if it gets away with the last statement, I win the Dao battle. This Dao battle. It doesn't matter if it lost all the others. It just wins. Especially if you don't find it in time.
Because then you don't know that you have to answer it.
Right.
But if you do find
if it loses that one, it doesn't matter if it won the other 9. It's also the hardest to disprove, especially if it's winning.
I could make a mistake here because I do have the answers. But that would forfeit the rest of the 10. Well, 10 is easy. It's just you are
but
you can't
I
draw.
love this one. I love number 10 because all I need to do is get. I don't think I can, honestly. We'll see what happens.
I think I can, but part of it was upgrading my conflux. Not the emotion part, notably, but that might help. Especially if I can take some critical wounds. Do I have... Uh-huh.
Still on 5.
I know I'm on 5, which is 6. Which is the I will not find the answers.
You've already answered that one. I've already progressed you. That's one of your 2s, so you're actually on 5.
Oh, I'm on 5. Okay.
So every time you get a correct answer, I've sped up the clock.
Yep. Because it adds to more
Or
terror.
if you lost a conversation with it and it solidified one of the points, I've also sped up the clock.
Okay. Which I haven't yet. No, Lar found the answers. Lar did the you will not find the answers. I was still going to do that one.
Yeah. And this accounts for both of us, Matt, which I don't think it does because our times are different.
Well, what did you do to not find the answers? Because there was one where Lyron, you went over to the stone and you found an answer, and then you carved into it a different answer.
No, that was Lar.
That was me.
Are you sure? All right.
Which I understand is the answer to that. So I guess I can use my last movement here to go do the exact same thing. I too have found the answer. Carve in the S for the answer part of
How'd
it.
you move that?
How'd I move that? I have a half action.
Okay. And then you're carving it with what?
See. Let's see. I don't have any more adapt. I guess I could have used one of my bonus actions for one of these tests beforehand.
Put out narrative points as you move something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll use a narrative point. Take a D100. Would that allow me to get the extra action economy out of my bonus action that's left to carve the S into there?
You good?
Say it again, Casey.
Hello? Did you die? You died.
Yeah, my mic just decided to kill itself. Okay. I will take my D100 of damage. Aha!
Damn. Well,
Nothing happens. And
But
then I'll
I
carve the
think
S into that. I
so.
have
Hold
found
on.
the answers.
Hold on. Matt said, "Say again," right? What you were trying to do with the narrative point.
The narrative point was to expand what I could do with my bonus action into carving the S onto the thing.
that's fine.
Nicely done.
Therefore, I've found the answers. Taken no damage from it. Why is Lara rolling such high numbers for this? And I will end my turn.
All right. For my first half action, I am going to fly up. I'm going to fly, and I'm going to get a really good look at this carving into the ground. And I'm going to follow the path with my eyes and try to understand what I'm looking at. I can roll scrutiny if you'd like, or an awareness. But I'm more like scrutinizing the path that's there. So.
All right. You look, and the symbol looks back.
Okay.
Do you have any flora or fauna or mythos of the path? Anything about its histories or its secrets or its creatures or?
No, I don't. I just have Forbidden Lore Fate.
A fate? Sure.
Okay.
There are certain creatures on the path that are beyond the capacity to be described as rare.
Right.
They're mythical.
Yes, I've heard of mythical. You brought that up a few times.
And what these creatures can do in comparison to even the most legendary of creatures is still a rung above.
Right.
They're completely tier higher.
Mhm.
But to evolve, it's significantly harder
Right.
because
Makes
of that
sense.
mythos.
Yeah.
You might have stumbled across a mythical beast.
I see.
That symbol gives you a hard look, as it does look back, at almost a Dao mask. Instead of a Dao or spirit bone or inner energy core,
Right.
it's like a stamp. It's using its Dao to overlay this part of reality. You find a weak link through this, especially with your failure Dao. But this thing is a bit above your weight class. You also know it's not here to harm you.
It's just existing.
But I am me.
You brought up last session that it's just like having a conversation with this type of creature will automatically put yourself into a Dao battle, right?
Correct.
Right.
And
so
unfortunately, because it feeds off of creatures who have fear, when you try and modify the narrative, that's unfortunately the way its polygons and triangles work from your eyes, is that its Dao reacts both unstably and it kind of retaliates passively against anyone trying to modify the story.
Right.
So.
And what that
you do get a good sense of something, though.
Yeah.
It needs to terrify a certain type of people. It went after you two, specifically you, Lar, because you have certain Dao elements it needs for its improvement. It needs to terrify people who have certain Dao paths. And once it's scared everyone on the Dao path, like every type of Dao, it then can undergo tribulation. You have a couple of the rarest ones of all. You have tribulation, fate, and failure. It's like, oh baby, a triple. Lyron has the sound Dao, which is also pretty rare.
And Taiji a bit.
Yeah, Taiji a bit. So, you guys were kind of a steal. And it's come over, and if it terrifies you and wins this Dao battle against you, it'll be 4, maybe even 5 steps closer to its success of leveling up.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's a pretty big deal for it, especially fighting you, Lar, because you've got 3 elements that are so darn hard to find. Especially if you just stay cooped up in the castle the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you guys came out and were like, fight me! It's like, ooh.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So by you stepping out of the castle and that 100 being rolled, you were fated to find this thing.
FEF is what I have written down, and I'm trying to remember what that meant for. It was like a failure. I got it from rolling the 100 with the narrative die attached. Not the narrative, with the destiny fragment attached. When I was doing the tribulation lightning, it was FEF. I'm trying to remember what that represents, but it was a type of consumable or resource of my Dao. And I was just trying to see if I could utilize that here. I'm just trying to remember what the FEF was. It's like a fragment, or a EF.
F.
F.
Where is the
Maybe it was
ball?
maybe it was a failure Dao fragment. Maybe that's not an E. That's a D. Failure Dow fragment. I can go back and check. I would need time. Maybe I'll do it on my next turn. But yeah, I wanted to use that because I don't want to use it in my critical failure DAO yet. And I wanted to utilize the what I wanted to do here, Matt, is I wanted to give it my DAO. I wanted to give it so it can go through its evolution later on. So like even without terrifying me, because terror will consume you. I want to fail this DAO point in a sense because I'm giving it my failure, and it's going to consume that failure, but it's not going to consume me. It's going to consume the failure DAO instead. So it doesn't need to terrorize that aspect of me. Does that make sense?
So you're giving up a sacrificial doll.
Yes.
It still gets its point, but it doesn't crush you with the
yeah, because number 5 is terror will consume you. It's not consuming me. It's consuming something I'm giving up instead.
Yeah, you want to give up a failure DAO point.
Yeah, because this is pretty much the maw that I'm looking at. Yeah.
Get yourself a D5 plus 5 back for failing that point, though.
/r D5 plus 5. Nice.
You get 6 back.
I'll take it 5 instead. It's 5.
Okay, but you do lose that point.
Okay.
You've already done well. You will not find the answers. You have to answer. There is no hope, unless you want to do another sacrificial doll.
So hold on. So terror will not consume you as DAO point 5, which is why I'm trying to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I gave it my a DAO point to consume.
Yep. So it won that point.
So it won that. Okay.
Because you didn't rebuke it. If you rebuke
that's
it,
what I was trying to say. It wasn't consuming me. It was consuming DAO instead that I've given up.
Which means true, but
it was giving.
You're not answering it. You didn't say terror will not consume me for X.
That's what I was trying to go. That's what I was trying to go with. Because otherwise I lose because I can't win anymore after this because I have there was no hope. I've completed that one. And I already have you will not we will not find the answers. So I have to win 8 and 9 and I need to win 5. Otherwise I lose I win this DAO battle.
True. The DAO point is of your DAO. And it
right.
Due to the unique nature of the failure DAO, you can both survive this point, but you also lose the point.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. It's not consume me, but yeah, I guess my DAO is part of me. What can I do here then instead? Okay, I like this. I give it the DAO point to feed upon. and then I smack into um, the image that I'm up above. So I'm gonna like pretty much dive bomb into the ground,
Mhm.
making it cough up the Dow point I just gave it, because then it can't consume it. Because it's not in the body. Because consuming is like taking in everything. It's not eating, or maybe that's what eating is. Maybe that
Yeah,
won't work.
you gave it a Dow point. It ate the Dow point
Yeah, and then I
by
smack into
inducing
it.
it with an incredible amount of fear.
Yeah. Um, it's not terror though. Or maybe that's what it is. Terror is
Yeah,
the.
it induces terror into that Dow point to the point where it dissolves. And it's like, ooh, tasty.
What if, as I'm giving it the Dow points, I infuse it with something that's not me? So I use a destiny fragment, or some of my narrative points I have. I use some of my narrative points. Um, and the um, as the point of the Dow, the Marshall Dow point of failure is being put in, or he's about to, the terror is about to consume it. I infuse it with something heavenly instead. I give it. I put a charged nebulum into the fragment,
That's
because that would be heavenly energy at that point, wouldn't it be? And then it's
cosmic.
not me. Cosmic. It's just
Still
cosmic at
you,
that
because
point.
the failure was created by you. The failure DAOs are very
Yeah.
tuned to the person who makes it, just like all DAO is. Also, if you're gonna use some narrative points, you're gonna be taking D100s.
That's fine. What if I put a charged tribulation into it?
It
So
still would be yours. It would just make it better for the creature.
yeah. Uh, oh fuck. Not consuming me. Terror will consume you. I don't want it's consuming part of my Tao, which is me. Uh, and okay, fine. Yeah, I do that. I give it the Marshall Dow points. I fail, it wins that point, and I go down by 1. And when I do that, I don't. I just lose, I suppose, because when that happens, I. No, if I have 2 left, I might be able to do it. So that didn't give me a Dow point of 8.
Because the original stamp, looking upon it, was the first one. You are afraid.
Oh, I thought that was just from the creations we make. That's how I figured that one out.
I'm pretty sure Lyron already looked at the stamp on the ground.
Did
He
you,
got a
Lyron?
point from it.
I think it was Dow point 6. Was no. It was
No.
one of the other ones. You are afraid is your creations, though. I had already looked upon the symbol in the middle, though.
You did? Okay.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That one's fine then. The symbol. And what I was trying to do here, I was also trying to look at the ground. So what about the grass? As I'm still up, starting to look at certain things. So I'll scrutinize the grass.
Sure. Nothing in the grass.
Okay.
You also need to answer there is no hope.
Already answered. There is no hope.
Did you?
Yeah, it was with my I actually having hope with the
Oh, you're right, because he had the coin in his pocket as well.
Matt.
Or
I
the token?
have 2 points on my sheet. So
Yeah.
those are, one was hope and one was you will not find the answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, on my token, you're the one that put the 2 there. So
Yeah. So yeah.
So that's my second one. Nothing in the grass. We got the leaves. We got that. Um, I would like to utilize some solar Qigong, Matt.
You want to do it?
I'm going to infuse it into the moon of this false world.
You put her in the moon.
Yeah, I'm going to enhance the moonlight. I'd like to use 10 of my solar Qigong.
It's a lot of qigong.
Throw the solar Qigong up into the moon. It makes it a bit brighter for a while.
Mm-hmm. And with that extra light, I'm gonna look around and try to find our last Dow point 8 and what we're missing. I feel like it's something to do with nightmare, and I want to not nightmare, just like as a like because of the terror, fear, all those types of things. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to turn this nightmare into a dream of, and I'm trying to shed light on it so to realize that it's not actually a nightmare or if it's, yeah, I'm trying to change the world so I can have a realization. And by putting my solar Qigong into it, um, figuring more about it, if that makes sense. And it being the false world we're in right now. Trying to shed a light on what is false, what is true,
Um,
with 10 Qigong of solar.
it's all true. This false world is real
Right.
through this creature's powers, but once the Tao battle's over, it disappears. So it's
Yes.
not an illusion. If this creature pushed its powers further, it could overlay a an entirely real dimension over the current one. It could create a secret, like a secret realm.
Mystic realm. Yeah.
Yeah. Those type of creatures are heavily sought after on the path, but not for good intentions.
Yeah. So, but still, with the extra light, I'm looking for things hidden, trying to shed a light on them.
Okay. It looks like you have gotten everything but number 8.
Correct.
And shining the light down, none of the other things that you have looked at reveal, or haven't looked at, kind of reveal itself. So you're missing something obvious.
What about looking at the creature itself this time?
He is hiding heavily under the shadows of the tree. The light from the moon does not shine on him.
Well, am I taking damage from using Qigong?
No.
Okay. With my remaining 7 Shadow Qigong, I'm going to utilize the shadow that is left over that he's hiding into to find the last piece.
Okay.
Because that's the only thing that's left is him, and he's hiding.
Yep. All right. Shadow Qigong. You reveal 8 by looking at him. He's bloop.
Okay.
Okay. So fly up, half action, free action, bonus action. Let's see what else I got here. So I used 2 free, 1 bonus, 1 half, and that is my turn.
Question is, do you have more action economy?
No, that's why I said it's
He
my
said that
turn.
was his turn.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, everyone, are you ready for something phenomenally stupid?
No.
Okay, well, first narrative, I need to figure out something spooky.
If you have any left.
I've got 4, which goes down to 3. Roll my d10. The wind picks up further.
Does the sunlight go for Lyron as well?
I think they're separate instances. Also, I don't know if I would notice that.
Which one?
The
This is my
sunlight from
the solar Qigong usage. Okay.
Different realities.
Okay. I would like to perform a witness me.
My gosh.
And I will say to him, my fear does not give you power, for I have no fear. I'll take out my rapier, I'll imbue it with a point of sound, and I'll stab myself in the chest for 2 devastating. Destroying my fear.
You gotta get through your first 10. But I guess it is a witness. It's gonna cock a 10 at you like.
I don't need to get through my first 10. I don't have any critical wounds. Those got deleted.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Well, technically, so would these critical wounds. They'd be converted to energy because we still follow the same formulae. So you would have these energy points with those emotions imbued in them.
Yep, and I'm destroying my fear.
Yeah.
Which also destroys my terror, which brings
Like
my
a-
initiative
like-
back up to 10.
like a called shot in a sense at your motion.
Yep. And I'm normal swinging that, so it hits.
Yeah. It just kind of gives you a shrug like, you do you.
Before I stab myself?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
kind of like,
And then I stab myself in the chest,
Yep.
destroying my fear, bringing my initiative back up to 10. Because that is terror. And then I will also answer. I am also not afraid, being able to answer that question again. Having no terror. And terror will not consume me, as I have none. And you have lost this Tao battle.
It kind of is like, are you sure about that?
I'm at 10 again? Does that
Yeah,
not?
it's gonna point a finger at you. And terror is not just a mental state, not on the path. It's also a physical and spiritual state. Just because
Okay.
you are not afraid does not mean terror as you don't instinctually feel terror.
Okay.
It's like, are you sure about that?
Point a finger at me. I felt the terror.
It's gonna do something if you challenge it. It's gonna call your bet.
I am challenging it.
Okay. Hold on. All right. It's gonna ponder for a moment, thinking, do I give it the business or do I give it the pain? Since you are challenging it, it's going to hit you with the business.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna kind of slip back from behind the tree, reposition and appear, and it's going to kind of flare the hood and show you true terror.
Okay.
which will actually hit your spirit because you don't have a refined spirit, and it's going to leverage the equivalent of reinforced
one.
spirit. So yeah, go ahead and roll a d100. See if you roll a 1, because that would help.
So, I have identified this terror energy.
Yes, but I need you to roll me a willpower test for here.
Okay.
It gets overwhelm on you because it is way
will-
higher up.
Bend a point of tribulation energy to reverse that overwhelm.
Reverse or remove?
Reverse. A negative becomes a positive with my tribulation matrix.
It's not. Overwhelm is not a negative per se. It is you need to make it. You have to have higher than their degrees of success.
Okay.
So we do have spiritual influence refinement, tier 1, don't we?
Oh yeah, we do. And I will also be using a free action to teleport within its range for my thrum frequency.
I thought you
Okay,
used Witness Me.
I did witness me.
Doesn't that use everything?
I'm in the middle of my witness me.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just don't say you do use a bonus action. Just say that's what I'm doing.
I am doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So when it does that, I will move closer to it. Which I have refinement. Okay. And it has lower for its refinement right now.
No, it has higher refinement than you.
No, what I'm saying is it has one lower than it normally does as well. Within the thrum frequency.
Ah, all right.
Aroma's just minus 100, or
So it's gonna hit you with a twofold. You have to beat that roll on a willpower test.
on the intimidate. Okay.
Yep. And for every fear you've created, you take a d100 damage.
I've created 4 fears.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna spend 24 key, which is a d10 of damage each.
Yep.
Okay.
A lot of damage, Lyra.
Fine. I'm also gaining 2 more terror energy from it, or spooky energy. Is the spooky energy the same as the terror, by the way?
No, different.
Different. Okay.
This terror energy is probably as pure as you can get on the path, which is why it's so difficult to deal with. Because it hits your actual Tao.
Okay. I'm also going to attempt to absorb more of it with my ability to absorb from things doing it, because it's currently emanating it, right?
Do you have a safe place to put it? Because if you absorb it, you put that energy into your system.
You put into one of your new critical wounds for that emotion.
So it stays there.
Like you know how you have a crystallized.
Okay.
Hold on.
You could take the fear without penalty. If you take the terror, because of the nature of this creature, it'll do 2 things. One, you're currently in the Tao battle with it. You are intaking their Tao into you, which means you will receive pretty significant penalties for the rest of the encounter. The Tao battle.
Wait, hold on. I can just pass it through my Taiji circle, which will
destroy it. You won't get terror. You will just get energy.
But it'll still reduce the amount of energy coming through me.
You're still getting hit with it. You then have to process and cycle it. You haven't figured out a way to process and cycle before it hits you. You are still the conduit, and you still have to run it through the Taiji circle. And that's why terror is really difficult, because you get hit with terror first. Your first instinct isn't, run it through my Taiji circle. It's, oh shit, I'm afraid. In fact, terrified. Powerful
So I
Tao.
have to take it, yeah.
Especially from a mythical creature.
Alright, I've got a fancy ring that I can put Tao energy, or various energy that is very bad for me to have in my, because it's already got some Defiance charges in it. So I'll put that directly into the ring that's currently holding all of the bad energy that I can't
They
keep
still
in me.
need a willpower test.
Yes. I'll make my willpower test. The plus 120 and plus.
And you also have to roll for damage.
And those are a bunch of separate instances of D10, right?
Not if you group it together. It's all one big roll.
Okay.
Spend all of that key.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. You told us last session when I used my key that it only gained it. We didn't take damage for it, right?
Oh, is that the case?
No, you do take damage for key.
Okay.
Qigong, oddly enough, no.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take my 14 damage. Right there. 14 left. Okay. And then a willpower check. Do I have... I thought I had some other stuff that increases my willpower. Give me a moment. The plus 10. Another plus 10. Don't I get like a plus 30 for new energy, or for taking energies? Hold on. Mm-mm-mm.
Bet I couldn't use your ability that you take a negative, take a bonus. Your
I
your
can.
neutral
It's
quality.
sound, but I hadn't done anything with a willpower check beforehand.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, but
Right. Yeah. What about bone coins?
I can use a bone coin. I'll do another d10 of damage. And it would get one, but I will go ahead and do my willpower check here.
Oh,
Easy.
that could have went different. But no, you had actually a very good chance of doing it either way. The 160 bonus, great.
Yeah, my willpower is good.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm good when dealing with energies. Okay, success there.
What about the damage?
Oh yes, the 4d100.
Yeah.
Oof,
Pretty-
ouch, oof.
Pretty average, right?
Okay, so that is the rest of my sound. And then the rest of my kinetic, and 4 of my tribulation energy.
You decombed your hair.
We're good. Everything's fine.
You're still standing. It just shrugs at you like, yeah, looks like Terra did not consume you. Gives you a thumbs
Okay.
up. Good job.
Noticing the terror is still there.
Yeah, Terra's still there. But it didn't consume you.
It is a type of energy, though.
Mm-hmm. It's not entirely a type of energy. So it has energy like, let's say, states, because it is a metaphysical thing. And it does have...
Okay, I will utilize my tribulation matrix to attempt to convert the terror into tribulation energy, and I will spend, oh god, 3 narrative points to be able to affect it.
Sure you want to take 3d100 damage?
Sure do. We're good.
That was actually really low. Good job.
Yeah.
It's the best you
Yeah.
could.
So we're gonna take a peek at your toughness. It looks like you could easily pass your willpower, so just roll a d100 for the willpower. Have you roll influence for me? And toughness.
Influence. Okay. Ooh, I have a bonus to influence rolls. I think it's like 10, so it's possible. Give me just a second. Influence and toughness?
Mhm.
No penalties to any of them, right?
Not at the moment.
Okay. That's a 90. I'm going to use a convergence on that.
You want to give him a convergence?
Yeah, he can have his double 1.
Okay.
You're using a convergence on the influence?
Yep. Succeeding it.
Okay.
Not really, but next 100 is going to hurt a lot.
Go ahead and
Roll my 2d4.
yeah.
Six more. Brings it up to 12. And then my toughness?
Yeah.
Waiting for the 100. Here it comes. I'm ready.
Oh, that'd be
No.
so bad. That's a bit more if you want me to put my modifiers on it. If it's more than just a pass fail on that.
No, you're good. You got 10.
Okay. And I'll be converting 5 of the terror into a tribulation.
1 terror.
Convert 5 points of energy of any kind into 1 tribulation energy.
The terror energy is 3 energy points per, because it is a 3-factor energy. So you get.
Okay.
You can
Well,
just
then I
convert
can
2.
convert up to 3 at a time.
Yeah.
Well, like 2 3 points since it's a level 3 conflux. So I could convert the 9 into 3.
What do you mean? Each terror point of energy
Is worth 3.
is worth 3 because you have to divide the different energy types.
Okay. So I could end up converting into 2 tribulation points for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that would be more than 3 of the terror at that point.
Okay.
It'd be 4 terror that would be converted off.
Which would be 12 energy.
Yep, which is 12 tribulation, which refills my tribulation. Which it was not at 9 anymore because I took that 100 damage. It was at 0.
Well, it would be. You said it was a 5 conversion, so it'd be 2 tribulation.
Oh, 2. No, it'd be 3 tribulation because I'm converting The 12 total. No, it'd be 3.
Why 3?
So it's 3.
12 divided by 5 is like 2 point something.
2. Okay. Yeah, sure.
You'd have energy left over.
Okay. So I've converted that. So I'm up to 7 again if I converted 4 terror, which is 12 energy. Does it work that way with my initiative?
That your energy affects your initiative?
I converted the terror that I had into tribulation.
Yeah, you've already did that.
Yes, which brings my initiative back up, right? Since that is counting the amount of terror we had until 10.
Sure, but not in the small room. Because we count down until you leave.
Yes, but it is counting down till I get to 10 terror is what it is. Right?
Yeah, you're right. It does. Suppose you go back up.
Mm-hmm. And did I successfully answer the fear thing?
The terror consumes you? Yeah, you survived it, so it didn't consume you. So I gave you
Okay.
a point.
Well, it answered the terror consume me, and the fear gives my Tao more power, which I have no fear. Which also was answered with that.
You gave it a convergence. It gained a lot of power. I'm sorry, bud. You've been giving it power all night.
Yep. So I'm at 4 though, not 3 for my answers anyway. With the terror consuming me.
uh, you've answered terror does not consume you.
Yep. And I was at 3
Uh,
before that.
Which one was your 3?
You will not find the answers.
Yeah.
You are confused.
Yeah.
And there is no way out.
You didn't answer that one.
I did. I said by winning the Tao battle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That is a technicality. Correct. That's funny.
And now I can answer there is no hope. Of course there's hope. For now, I can win. Brings me to 5. And
Matt,
now
do
you
you
can't
accept that
win
one,
this
Matt?
Tao battle.
There's no hope.
Already passed that one.
I didn't pass that one.
Right now?
No.
We're on 7.
Okay.
Which brings me to 5, which automatically disproves point 10.
Not
The
quite. It does not automatically disprove point 10.
Yes, it is a draw at this point, at the very least, which means he does not win, which means I get that point.
You will still have to deal with that when it comes down to that point. Does
I
not
am doing this point
automatically
right now.
Oh, you're doing this point right now?
Yeah. And now that I've answered 5, which I
was
just did,
there
which is my
is
hope.
no hope is 5?
Yes.
There's no hope is 0.7.
Yeah, well,
Well, no, it was
how
the
have
5th
you
answer.
how
Because
have
terror
you
will not consume me was 4.
right?
There is no hope, which now there is because I have a good chance of winning, is 5.
Mm.
And then I'll answer the final question. of I will win this Tau battle. Now that I'm at 5. Well, now at least it is a draw, therefore you cannot win, and therefore I win.
Pick the pit at you. It's not how that battles work.
Well, of course it is. It's how this Tau battle works.
Stares at you like, you're not a creature of causality.
No, but you are. And you define the rules. And the rules were the one who has more than 5 points wins. Which also, I had the 5th, which was There Is No Hope, right?
You haven't sunk that one in yet. Because you're
Oh, I thought I had.
leveraging. No. Just because you see it in sight doesn't mean you've locked in. You're trying to frog hop all of these together, but you're not fighting it on There's No Hope. It hasn't retorted.
Okay. Well, there is hope. There is always hope. Especially now.
I could turn that off.
Therefore, you acknowledge there is hope, now that you said that it was turned off. Got him.
It blinks at you like, if that's what you like to think.
Hold on. He acknowledged it, though.
He's retorting to what you were saying.
Yes.
You said there is hope, and he's like, if this hope that you,
turn it off.
if this hope that you, correction, if the hope that you are trying to generate or trying to put forward, you can just be like,
This is a Tau battle.
Correct. Hold on. It's the supposition that there is no hope. You're trying to say that there is, and it can prove to you with its own means that this theoretical hope that you're trying to generate, it can just gutter it by proving that there is no hope. Just because that you try to bring hope into the equation to disprove him, he can gutter it, then returning it back to that there is no hope. Him acknowledging that there is hope and crushing it is a subtraction. And if it's basically like,
There had to
even
be
if you
something there to
generate it and there is hope, that doesn't disprove it because he can crush it and return it back to 0. And as long as there is 0, there is no hope. So even if he does acknowledge it, as long as he gets rid of it, doesn't matter. But that's what it's going to shrug at you like, yeah? But I could make it go away. That's what my brain was trying to say. It's still too early. Should be waking up right about now for game.
Yeah.
Sure. So I answered this. Answered this. Well, I haven't answered Terror Will Consume You. It was the fear gives it more power. Okay. Well, I can. I just proved that terror did not consume me. Therefore, it has not and will not.
Sorry, I had to reconfigure my headset.
So you didn't hear what he said about his previous point just now.
Sorry, yeah. I need to
The
get.
terror did not consume me.
Mm-hmm.
He agreed to it. Okay. So that's another point.
You survived. Yeah, you already gave you the point for that.
I got the
Terror
point
didn't.
for 9, not the point for 5.
You did not get the point for 9. You got the point for 5. He got power off of you because he's been feeding off of you the whole time.
That wasn't from my fear, though. I have no fear.
I mean, he did get a confluence off of you.
I had no fear at that time with the conversions.
All right. This particular point's pretty pedantic. Were you able to kill your fear from the get go?
That was the first thing I did this turn.
No, not this turn. From the encounter. Like the moment you were pulled in, did he get anything from you throughout this entire encounter?
A resonant shatterstorm and destroy all of the fears that have been around me.
All of the fears you generated?
Yes.
Okay, that one.
Drown out the sound, still the wind by consuming some of the.
It's gonna pull in your fears that you generated.
It pulled him in.
Yeah, it pulled all the fears you generated from each of the turns and it caught them.
Well, those no longer make me afraid, though, because I have no fear, so they have no power anymore.
Oh, they have a lot of power for it. They are fears that you generated, which are very real. And they were specifically by the name of the ability at the very top. The the night is long and full of terrors. You must use a narrative point to modify the environment to make it spookier for you. And it increases it by +1 for point use. So it's basically spending 2 narrative points to make something that would make you afraid. Or provide severe discomfort. And this is what it uses to grow. You generate these, they collect it. And this is power for it. So it's going to collect those before you destroy them.
Okay.
Mine.
It collected them.
So, even though you were no longer afraid, you still generated them based off of fears that are real.
Yep.
And that is power for it.
Then with that, I will go to. You say you have control, but there, you are just reacting to what I did. And you were not able to consume me with your terror. And I was able to stab myself in the chest.
You did good with the care. Good job. You could stab yourself all you want. That's fine. I'm gonna stop you. That's weird. You're weird. Exit this place then. Take control of this space.
I don't want to.
Okay, then you don't have control. You relinquish control.
No. I made a choice, which is my control.
Then leave.
Well, if I left now, that would be you in control because you told me to leave.
You're weird.
And correct?
Also, you still have to take control of this space. If you could take control of this space, you have control.
Well, My actions caused you to do other things. You do not have complete control.
I didn't argue complete control.
Oh. True enough, I suppose. I also have control then.
Not as much as me.
Well, I guess it also wouldn't matter if I had more than you, with your point.
Then let's settle on who can control the space. Because otherwise everything else is pedantic.
But isn't this about pedantics? And also, your question was vague enough.
No,
I
it's
have
not
control
question.
over my body. Your point. It says you have control.
Mhm.
You have no control over my emotions.
I've had control since the start, and I have not relinquished it. You still play by my rules, in my game, in my battle. You're still in my space.
I changed your rules.
Do you still not have to pay every turn? Every time you try and act, do you still not suffer from the conditions that I have set?
I don't have to pay any more. For I am out of narrative. Points that I, for some reason, know that I have.
But you had to pay. And from your actions that you were forced to.
I am no longer forced to take them, though. You've lost control of that.
I have not lost control. You are out of a resource. Does not mean because you are out of the resource that you are no longer that I'm no longer in control. It's pretty simple. If you had, you would. And because you did, you don't have.
Now, you assume that just because I'm able to, that I must or would do something. Control is not always about acting. And also, I removed all of my fear, which was something that you were attempting to control. You no longer have control of that.
I have the control on the things that matter. Again, for this to be resolved and for us to move forward, we will have to move beyond pedantics, because unfortunately, you were convinced that because I've had control since the start and forced you to play by the rules I originally set, which you did willingly and unwillingly. Now that you're out of resources and you've freed yourself from fear and terror temporarily, that I no longer have control. Fine. Take control of this space, and I'll concede the point to you. But you won't be able to.
I'm gonna make him lose control. I'm gonna pull out my glitch sword and stab it into the ground.
Okay.
That is not a.
That I don't need to take control.
That is a.
I need
that
him to
is
lose
a-
control.
I'm flipping the table. This Dow battle's over, type of thing.
He's losing control on that one.
No one is having control because it's randomized, which means you don't
Yep.
get it either.
I don't need it to win the point. I just need to prove he doesn't have control.
Glitch breaks this whole thing. If you introduce Glitch, the Dow battle's over for you, and probably for Lar. Because you're introducing Glitch, and you're probably going to kill the creature. So,
See, at this point, I'm out of options.
You're not out of options yet. But I feel where Matt's coming from is that we'll miss out on the DAO discussion and the gains we'd get from the DAO discussion if we just flip the table.
Okay, I'll pull out the sword. Do you have control of this?
no one does. And if you
Very-
introduce that into the environment, that is your choice. It will kill me.
Therefore, you have no control over whether this Dow battle ends right now.
Take the space or don't. Kill me or don't. Calling
I
your bluff.
choose not to
You-
kill you right now if you give me this point.
I will not give you this point because I will not concede my space to you. It narrows, it dies. It's like, kill me or don't. Because you also realize the point, this particular point's very leveraged. If it gives you control, you control the space.
So you just gave me the choice.
So, well, I'm as a GM telling you this.
Yes.
If it gives you the point, you take control of the space, which it's not going to. So it prefers death. So it's calling your bet. Use it or don't.
Hmm. Out of character, I don't particularly want to kill it, but in character, Lyron's getting kind of frustrated.
What other things do you have on your character sheet or gear or any items you might have?
Middle of the witness meet. Oh wait, I can do something that can take control.
You've also had a lot of action so far in the witness meet.
I've
So-
had a lot of conversation for the most part.
Yes, and that still eats up time.
Okay. Then I'll do one final thing. I will transform magical girl transformation to take control of the energy surrounding me.
In what radius?
It is doubled. Give me a second. I believe it is perception bonus. Mm-mm. Uh, 10 meters, so 20, and that's sound in the area, which I will use. I'll put 10 sound Dow points into my suit at this point as well to increase its radius.
Okay.
Gaining control of all the sound in the area.
What have you gotten the transformation down to?
It's still a complex action, but I have 4 half actions total.
No, conflicts action uses 2 half actions, a bonus and a free action, and I think a reaction as well. Double check the core work.
Yep.
Actually, kind of mean you.
And I've been getting free actions to speak from the key usage.
Yeah, it does use a reaction too. Yep. So, from key usage,
Mm-hmm.
have you been taking D10s for every key that you've given yourself?
It was the
Reaction?
original damage, wasn't it, Casey?
Yeah, that was the original damage.
From?
The key
From
he
using
used.
my 24
Yeah.
key.
Yeah.
I thought that was a +5 bonus to the roll.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that does it too.
Oh,
That's
it
just
doubles?
utilizing it. That's just like
Yeah,
utilizing
the
the
key
power.
gives me.
But the key used in that power, Matt, that's what we're talking about. And we get to choose out of the the chart you have.
To get additional bonuses from it.
Yeah. You do know that there's a limit on how many free actions you can get?
Okay.
Yes.
Then I
It's
suppose
literally
I
in
can
the-
use more key.
Reactions are
I'll take some
limited to your
D10s.
int bonus there.
int bonus divided by
which-
2 rounded up.
Oh, that's neat.
Okay. I have 121 int. So I can get 6 free actions, which is plenty for all that speech.
Correct.
I made a hyperlink
Magical
somehow.
girl transformation!
Which changes the music as well. And how much?
It will change the music, but it will pick the new music.
Well, I have a specific song.
Hmm?
I have a specific song for my transformation that is guaranteed to play the first time that I did the full transformation. That I'd already selected, remember?
Yeah. Way up in the chat, isn't it?
I think it's a DM.
Ew.
Yeah, it's not way up in the chat for that.
I'm just.
This is also kind of themed appropriately for this place for some reason. But okay.
Oh, Midnight's Lament?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you come out of the magical girl transformation and you play it, it also has put on new music.
I'm controlling the sound though.
How are you controlling the
there.
sound?
With my magical girl powers.
No. Why don't you use your Dow?
I put 10 Dow points into the transformation as well.
Oh.
Which didn't do anything, evidently.
Okay.
Yep. It's gonna hold up its hands and make the moon grow impossibly large. Let there be terror, let there be night. It's gonna use a bunch of Dow points. So you're gonna pull out the big guns, it's gonna pull out the big guns. You do recognize the terror. Fortunately, you do with
The
your
terror
suit.
is 3 components, right?
It is 3 components. So this will be kind of a Dow puzzle, because it's going to leverage a significantly larger series of resources. It's just going to beat you with brute force, because it has a lot.
What all is it utilizing? Because I'm just
it's
gonna
going to
purify
use,
it. Turn it all into one
It's
resource.
going to use Dow
Okay.
points. It's going to use terror Dow points. It's also going to use a condensed Dow point, which is similar to the critical failure that you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Got
point, Lar. It's also going to use its enhanced spiritual terror as a mythical creature.
Okay.
It is also going to use Master of this domain. Basically, it's going to use the area that you're in that you're going to try and take control. While it has control of it, it's going to use it to enhance its argument and the points it's going to use.
Okay. I'm gonna hit it with the beam from the mirror, which will purify the terror energy into one of its components.
It is going to use a roll here. Got to roll influence.
You
Like
use
that.
convergence on the influence.
Yeah,
right?
and it's going to use a convergence on it. Yeah,
Thank
it's going to
you.
use the convergence on it, and you're going to help it refine its Tao.
Good.
Okay,
I wanted
okay.
it to use a convergence.
I'm
So
gonna
it's
use a
not
bone
going to
coin.
not going to devolve it back into its 3 parts. You're just going to help it condense terror.
I'm gonna use a bone coin.
It gets a copy of a bone coin.
Sure does. It's a 9.
Nice.
Cool.
We needed.
I'm gonna use that major narrative to assist it further in refining its Tao.
Crazy.
Does it undergo tribulation?
No, mythical creatures can undergo
I know.
tribulations,
It needs
even
it
if
needs
they
their-
want to,
It needs its
without-
shit. You told me. Yeah.
without the proper requirements. It's gonna scratch its head like, huh?
Okay,
You're
and I'm
helping?
gonna swan song it to continue refining it further with a cascade.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're gonna help it reach its maximum potential before it requires the conditions.
Yeah. Might just end the Tao battle if it just does that.
The mythical creatures do have a lot at stake. If they lose the Tao battle, they don't gain your or lose the encounter. They don't gain your particular DAOs to their checklist.
See,
But if they tie, they do.
It's a toss up. It depends on the mythical creature.
Okay.
But this one, it can't. You'll get a good understanding helping it condense. It can't let go of 8. And it can't let go of 10. And unfortunately, you're proving 9 by the fear it
No.
collected.
Now,
But it can let go of there is no hope if you want to tie.
there is hope. There's always hope for everyone. I'll sing along with the.
Because of your help, it'll be happy with a tie.
it would also be from hope because of the narrative die we use in the initial luck roll being we would survivable, which is hope.
Mm-hmm. So it gave
it-
that.
You
And I
can
made-
see the 3 it can't let go of 8, 9, and 10 because, well, it has to win the Tao battle. It can't relinquish control because that would harm its Tao pretty badly.
Mm-hmm.
And you have given it power by
And hope.
And
I've given you hope for refinement as well.
Oof. That's a good one.
it just kind of waves at you like, fine.
And unfortunately, now that we are tied, you do not win this Tao battle.
No, it holds up. It's winning right now. It's like, points
Five is
up,
not
points
winning.
at you.
You're winning a fight, not the Tao battle.
It nods. I am winning. I am winning so hard right now. You have no idea.
So it agreed with that.
No, it's saying I am winning.
Suppose a
Okay.
tie can be a win and a loss at the same time.
Well, it is a win for it right now because it has gained much refinement, even if it is a draw.
Yeah, it's kind of retweaking the win because it is you helped it refine, and technically, since it's gained so much, it can basically get away with a tie as a win. It's also not saying that you also don't win at the same time. Because it's not leveraging with its specificity that I win and you lose. It just says I win.
Very well. We'll take this as a mutual growth of our characters.
Yeah. You have a feeling it's going to follow you around now?
That's fine. I'll help it later.
This is so weird. My evening group would not do this shit.
You didn't think I'd use my narrative to be like, yep, let's just help it further.
Okay. Lyra, well done, you're out. Lar.
Yeah. So,
the moon has gotten really, really big.
That's fine.
Oh, that did affect his.
Which is cool because I was already utilizing the solar Qigong to
super bright on your end.
Yeah, which is great. So what I'm gonna do here is with that light that's shining, I'm going to use one of my actions, actually a bonus action here, to light on fire all of the fears I've created so far.
Gonna collect them.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn them to ash.
It's gonna collect them. You have to roll an agility to see who's faster.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, if that's the case, I'll use a fate point. Which is 4. Even with a plus. So that's a D100 damage. Fate point 66 0. Okay. I am going to use Twin Fate on the 70 to try and roll better.
Oh, is William unable to make this session too?
Mm-hmm.
Because I noticed it is the time that he would normally be.
I'm going to use 200 key. Sorry, not 200 key. You imagine? I'm going to use 40 key to give myself a 200 bonus. Beating him in agility. I'm going to roll /R 20, 40 D10. Yeah.
You've used failure in front of it. It's gonna try and make you fumble.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to try and make me fumble, eh? How so?
Yep. You're gonna roll a D100, and if you roll within 1 through 15 or 85 through 100, you fumble.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll fumble.
All right. Do you? What about that damage, though?
And that damage is each one of those D10s are reduced by 90.
Oh yeah, because you saw that earlier, Gus.
Yo.
So yeah, I do that.
Okay. It's gonna use a Dal point to, as you go to destroy them, it's gonna copy them and be like, gonna make copies.
Okay.
Hey, that's no longer your fear, though.
Correct. It's a copy of my fear. It's fine. The next thing I'm going to do. Okay.
It still
okay.
gains power though, because of it.
It still gains
Yeah, but
power.
it's now gaining power from a thing that it made, not a thing that Lar made with his sphere.
We'll unravel that.
I mean, if you don't want to do it that way, that's fine.
No, it's you burned it. You were quicker.
The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to Duality, one of my free actions. I'm going to say, Duality, I'm going to need some help here in a moment. I'm about to bring the orrery to this creature, and I'm going to use my willpower to bring the orrery around him.
Well, Duality's gonna ask why.
I need to control this space. In other words, I need to bring the space overlaid to this creature. So it can't control the space anymore.
The orrery is part of, well, it's part of who I is Amar.
Yeah.
And I would like to stay out of this Dow battle since it's non-lethal.
Okay.
I know that makes it harder, but this also helps you refine your Dow.
Very well.
And also, if I bring in the orrery, it might be there might be a bit of a fight. There may be damage.
Okay. If that's the case, I can't do that one. And I.
So it has strong connections with moons, and the metaphor of what the moon does, and I'd have to fight it too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I
Pretty
move
sure
over.
between you and I we could win, but this is like, what's the goal here?
Oh, to beat one of his Dow points when they say
Oh,
they
you
have
can beat
control.
one of his Dow points, but what's the overall goal? Are you wanting to refine your Dow? Do you want to win? Do you want to
I was
what's the
hoping to
plan?
tie by doing this because that's the only way I could tie, which would be a loss, a failure for both of ours, but also a success for both of us as we tie. But with me not being able to, the only other thing I could think of is maybe grappling it and getting control that way.
That would be hilarious, but I'm not sure you want to touch Terror Incarnate.
It's true. It's true.
Unless you have safety gloves.
With that, well, you have control here. I concede to that point. I have failed on gaining control.
Yeah, March at that point.
And I lose this battle.
Oh. Okay. You can't march that point.
Cool. With that, I have finished the martial discussion.
Okay. We'll take you back to the path. Blah, blah, blah.
I hope that Golden Girl and Shiro Chi were fine.
Yeah, they got spooked.
Boy, am I tired, as I say, pulling the sword out of my chest.
The zap of electricity as you pull it out. So Lark, get yourself spiritual reinforcement catalysts.
I already had tier 2 and 3 already prepaid done. So,
Well, you can get more towards 4 and 5.
oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah. So go ahead and get me 3d4. Does
Sure.
failing against this creature actually pretty potently refines your spirit.
Well, 10.
Jesus Christ, dude. You're paid for a while.
Hey, I might
Holy
lose,
shit.
but sometimes I win.
There's a little gift left when you kind of snap out of your because you wake up terrified.
Oh yeah.
That little critical failure dial, that condensed one that you have, there's a different one. Kind of laid on some leaves.
I take it. Ooh,
This one's infused with terror.
Oh yes.
So it's a critical failure dial, but it's a terrifying critical failure.
Spooky.
Yep. And then you just kind of see it poke its head around the one of the trees and kind of just watch you guys sheepishly. You guys have a friend who's gonna follow you around.
Spooky.
I'll go ahead and wave at it, and I'm assuming Golden Girl and Shiro Chi are like, oh god, no.
Yeah, they're like, it's going to use one of its abilities. You may choose to not see me, but it's kind of like a choice.
Yeah.
Like if you are like, I don't want to see it anymore, it'll fade away, but it's still there.
I'm not choosing not to see it. We're friends.
Yeah, it's just gonna follow you guys around.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad this was survivable. Good job, Lyron.
Cool. Did I get anything out of this?
You did help it. It's gonna give you another crystallized energy slot.
Okay.
From your refinement. You got a good look at what is called domain.
Oh yes.
You got a good look at one of the triangles of power.
Okay.
It will unlock a designable research. Creating a domain because you're already a Pinnacle user is going to be very hard. It's going to be less of a I can research it, more of an assembly through parts.
Okay.
Because triangle of power must be observed. Once you've practiced one, and succeeded in culminating one, the others kind of are locked out of just training them.
Mm-hmm.
You have to assemble them through cheeky means. But you do have a really solid look at what is basically a domain overlaid with Tao. The domain makes it real, and the Tao gives it shape, flavor, and rules. So if you can utilize your Tao with a device or something that allows you to pull an area domain, you can do some pretty wild stuff like that creature did.
Just need
This
to
is going to be
upgrade my magical girl suit enough.
Yeah. This is also something you're going to have to run into later, because it only used it in a Dao fight. What if this was just combat? It's a very dangerous type of combat, because A, it pulls their Dao into an area.
Yeah, it's out in the open.
It's out in the open, but they can do horrible, terrible things to you with it. But they also can take incredible amounts of damage if you're capable of doing so.
Yeah, like, you just hit them where it hurts if you used your sword, right? You killed them on a Dow level. Glitched them to annihilation.
Okay. Checklist of major things you will learn about area Dao, domain Dao. The first is you can repair damage dealt to your Dao with Dao points and Dao droplets. So if you're able to cause damage to the projection, they can just repair it using resources without damage to themselves. So, as you were pointing out earlier, Johnny, if you stab it with a weapon that would hurt, with the exception of Glitch or Nightmare, because those change things rather than damage them.
Right.
Stupid fucking Glitch sword. Sorry. Had a moment there. You can actively repair the area to no detriment to yourself other than the cost of resources.
All right.
So having a bunch of points.
Yeah.
But points are finite, so you would probably want to use a different resource like Heaven and Earth energy crystals that have the sound element.
Yeah.
It's much more costly, but it doesn't cost you your DAP points.
I was just thinking, when we find situations where we get like martial fatigue and burdens, those are related to our DAOs, right? So if we were able to put that into view and then repair it that way, could that be a way to remove them or reduce them? Or
you'll have to find out.
Yeah,
because this is just kind of what he learned.
Yeah.
Exposing your DAO outwardly does require you to give it shape, but you'll have control of that shape in that area. And the most important bit is cultivation. If you have a higher cultivation, your DAO is naturally resistant to damage from those of lesser cultivation. Especially if you're a major realm higher, without a special weapon or technique, you cannot harm their DAO.
Okay.
If they're a realm higher. You need to be a mountain climber for that, though. That's a major realm higher. All the other, like gold, black gold, whatever, those are minor realms. It just gives them bonuses numerically. But a major realm, even if you're right under it, like you're like, if I only had one more day, I'd have been up there. You're still a whole realm lower. And you, without a special weapon or techniques, such as Pinnacle, you're not actually able to harm their DAO. Which is why area domain DAO is really, really strong if you're much more powerful than the person you're fighting.
It can be really strong even if you're on an equal footing, but it's more dangerous for yourself.
It is more dangerous to yourself, yeah.
Do I get any DAO points of sound for having utilized it to help him get refined? Because I spent the 10 with that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm thinking, because you're not one of those weird practitioners like Johnny is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I think is a good really idea is that we were in a DAO battle. It was shaped in a domain. The sounds that came from that domain were sounds of the DAO.
Sure. Well, let's add to the portfolio Sound of Terror.
Which
I
is
like that one.
Is it
I'd say that's an
esoteric or
esoteric one, yeah. Because it's not someone screaming in terror; it's actual terror.
Yeah,
So that's a good one.
physical and spiritual. So
unique frequency? Terror. Okay.
Which means, if you're able to resist it and its effects, you could, in your magical girl form, emit pure terror.
Neat.
But you'd have to resist it yourself.
Or just take it to the chin. Whatever.
Or take it to the chin. Your suit also would have to resist. Because pure terror, if you amp it high enough, terror can be imbued in objects at a high enough level so that even machinery, artisan craft, even elixirs and pills and alchemy, swords even, can be afflicted by terror.
Okay.
So that's a powerful realization that you can metaphysically infect objects with things that only sentient creatures should be able to feel, including sound. Because you can put a lasting reverberation or a vibration in an object. Something to research.
Mm-hmm.
As for DAO points, you got 5, so I'll give you 5d10.
Okay. I got 5. Wait, what do you mean?
5d10 DAO points.
You won 5 rounds, I think. So Matt was saying.
Oh, got it. Yippee!
So you get
net
that
positive.
many.
Can I? So I have Tumbleweed Herder. Can I apply tumbleweeds to his roll?
Is for +1s.
For +1s. Okay. Yeah. So my threshold is 20. Tumbleweed Herder should give me 20.
Mm-hmm.
So another +20.
Okay.
I'm not giving because these are d10s. I'm not letting you use a d like a
+20, not 20 d10s, Matt. So I have 20 worth of tumbleweeds.
You have 20 tumbleweeds?
Tumbleweed Herder is based off of the pool of temporary, correct?
Whatever's in your pool at the start of session for the tumbleweeds is how many you get temporary.
So it's based off that, not the total pool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just get yourself 1 extra one then, and I'll give you 1 of my tumbleweeds. So give yourself 2 extra.
We would need to make something really crazy.
That's fine. It just means I need to.
Greatness Realized, Tumbleweed Herder, and Bone Scrivener, and then if we confluxed it, we would make something really fucking wild.
Yeah, that's fine. I just figured it was based off of the total, but I'll make those changes next time. No, it's fine. No, you're good. I had high hopes, and that just means I need to put more into tumbleweeds to get that bigger threshold. Just the way it was worded, it said the pool, and my pool is based off of
it's
my willpower.
A strange difference between the two.
Yeah.
I have to kind of lean into it because imagine having well, it is only tumbleweeds, but it's still 20 fucking tumbleweeds.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized just how strong that is on the Sunday game because I have 2 people who have in the 20s of tumbleweeds themselves.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So anytime anyone wants to do anything, it's like, here's plus 300. It's like, holy shit. So I think I'll basically make it off of how many tumbleweeds you have at the start of session, and then if we advance your fate Dow enough, we can then really look at something pretty silly going forward.
Sure.
Want a little bit more of a slow burn on some things, so we can actually have room for major developments.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Ow. That hurt.
We'll
But
look
then you
over
get
at
all
Golden
four.
Girl and Shirhochi. Well, I'm beat. I think we're done for the night.
Yeah, everyone just kind of saunters off, kind of shell shocked, like, except for Lyron, except for you, who was just like, I'm tired, but I'm okay.
I have a hole in my chest.
So
That's fine.
we went through one wave, theoretically. Do we get 5 points of merit? Okay.
How much time do I got left with you?
Oh, I'm going in 15. So, but you guys can keep going. You two can keep going. Like I do not mind at all.
I would like to keep going. But
yeah.
Where's the other guy?
I don't know. I sent him a DM. He's not
put
online.
in chat. He put in chat earlier that he was going to be gone 2 weeks.
Oh, it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Boo.
October 5th, and then a week after that, I'm going to help my mom clear out her farming equipment from storage.
10 merit.
Nice.
Yeah, for today.
Good
Good job with the Dow battle. So well done with today's one. A lot of the Dow battles will actually end up being I write my answer, you write yours, or you write yours and then I write mine, and it'll be back and forth. But Dow domains turn it more into a narrative and a puzzle.
Sure.
And the Dow discusser, who's the one who presents the Dow domain for you to fight in, they have the ability to adapt and kind of twist their currently existing points because it's a domain.
I have a Dow domain of bureaucracy. Fill out all these forms correctly and you win.
You'll be here for... you actually aged during this time as well, so good luck.
But don't worry, time's not going by right now outside. It's just for you. Oh, some forms, that's fine. Here's the 18 million forms you must fill out without error.
Rough.
For it is me. 18 million contracts lead to victory.
Oh, dude, that would be... And you cut them all with your glitch sword, and you're like, what forms? Also, what's your name again? I don't know! You idiot. Oh my god, that would be terrifying.
All right, I'll continue the recording. I'm just going to be here for a little bit longer, but I'm going to put it on for... How long do you think you guys are going to go for?
Probably until you leave in earnest, because without the other guy,
That's just one person.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, yeah, that is what it is then. So we head to bed. Congratulations.
Yeah. Guys, they're... Yeah.
Yep, we're heading to bed. I need to get my fear back.
Yeah. You get back, you're just like, ah!
Wake up. Oh my god, that was the worst nightmare.
You just see the little buddy around the corner, just like,
Wave at the little buddy. That dude might actually be the best reward we got out of this. Might be terrifying. And that he is terror.
yeah. You're not sure his Dow name or what kind of creature he is? Definitely some sort of mythical monster. And he spooks pretty much anyone
Cool.
Kind of an ambient terror field. So, yeah, no, he's gonna follow you guys around. You guys are cool. And also, you guys helped him refine his Tao, and that's really hard for mythical creatures. You'll have to research more about them.
Sure enough.
They are, in the reports, really intelligent.
Market mouse.
Maybe.
So, yeah.
I'm glad that you approve of my thoughts.
These ones are also very. This one's a very esoteric mythical creature. So,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's much happier here.
For your suit, though, your magical girl suit,
Mm-hmm.
you reached a peak of purity through the mirror on a different wavelength than the normal output. And it kind of some of it got channeled and shunted towards a different part of the machine before the machine said, part missing.
Okay.
Would you like to locate part?
Heck yeah.
Calculating. And it shows that it's quite a ways away. And then it goes calculating. And it's just a little bit closer. And a little bit closer. It's on its way. Looks like your nemesis know that the Doot Troopers have failed. And they are sending reinforcements.
Okay. It's not going incredibly quick, right?
Probably arrive.
Good job, guys.
4 or 5 months.
Oh, okay. It's
Until-
on its way.
I missed that.
It doesn't look like it's landing on top of you. It looks like it's landing further up the path.
Okay. I'll go do a morning training session of normal punch to regain my kinetic energy in my energy pool.
Yeah, you're pretty low right now, aren't you?
I'm basically dead. I've got 2 tribulation energy and 3 spooky energy, which isn't even in my energy pool.
So you have your criticals.
I've got 2 tribulation, and I guess I realize this spooky energy is in my ring, which is 6 of it total.
The spooky energy operates a little bit different than the normal energy. You can still sacrifice it and use it as health. But if you leverage it, it creates a Fear 1 rating.
Okay.
So if you stack a whole bunch and then hit somebody with it, they have to deal with the fear effect.
Cool. I need
Which
to
can be
study it further. So I can actually convert things to it. And it's worth 3 of another energy, I suppose.
That's terror.
Terror.
You also picked up fear.
Okay. So I have 3 fear and 3 terror.
Terror is a whole different beast. It's fear on steroids. It's in this particular
it's fear plus 3 other things, or 2 other things.
Yeah.
I figured despair, fear, and terror were his 3.
Master, I won a Tao battle. Well, the other side also won, but it was in a domain.
To training. You took too long. Training.
Ah, yes,
and the rest
of
for
course.
the wicked. Back to it, slave. Smack.
Yeah, I'll do some normal punch training to get my kinetic energy back first. Or actually, I guess I could do like, well, I can't do the thrum frequency very easily. Because it's too devastating next time when I'm doing the next mathematics chant.
Oh.
I could use one of my Tribulation Defiance charges. Not the Defiance, just the regular charges that I have left. So I've got 6 Tribulation Lightnings left to increase that, my Indomitable.
Yeah, I just put my red into my flame, but I kept the other ones for a rainy day, whatever I want to utilize them for. So.
Mm-hmm. So I could put it into my natural armor, which probably increases my natural armor by a good amount, and then the other effects by a bit. So I'm training the chant, I can get sound points from that. Yeah, we're gonna use one of the Tribulation Lightnings to enhance my physical toughness some more with my natural armor, which is currently at 51 from that, impenetrable 6.
Which color?
Which color do I have? I think I was told not to use like the blue Defiant. I was told not to use any of the Defiants.
No, because he's gonna Vicarious is gonna do something with them.
Yeah. Blue. So my gold Tribulation one. Of just regular Tribulation Lightning, not the Defiance bolt.
Okay. Ooh, blue.
Yeah, because we took in the chest like real
cultivators.
Cultivators. Yeah, not like those other ones where they have armor.
And I'll give you what my natural armor currently is. From.
You can get yourself 4 impervious.
Indomitable?
No.
So all it is the impervious on top of this?
Yep.
Okay. And that's felling resistance?
Correct.
Now, can I spend merit to increase the Indomitable from this?
Yeah.
Suppose if you
not
select
from this,
it.
but you can just select it with might, increase it by 1 each time.
Yeah, that's impervious 4. Yeah, I'll do a might select to increase the Indomitable by 1 so I can train the next mathematics level. And I'll start doing that. Probably without the movement mechanics, just because I don't know if I can pass that. I can. Hold on. I've got some merit, so I might be able to. Give me just a moment, though. Fixing my adapts because I didn't change that in the middle of combat. So we're all at 0. Conflux is now at 70 total merit there, which should be the same. Yep. And then might. And did you like my use of devastating on myself?
Disgusting.
You're crazy. You're a crazy guy. Yep.
Okay. We're probably ending here shortly anyway, so let me just finalize my purchases. What did you think of the way of resolving the Tau battle, John?
I think that it was ambitious to hit you guys this early on with such a wonky and instanced Tau battle like this. It made it really tough to keep track of everything that was going on both ends, who had solved what.
So we were able to communicate with each other.
Even so, it was it was a little bit ambitious to do this for you guys' first time, because I don't think you guys have even had like a traditional,
discussion?
straightforward DAO discussion yet.
No, we have not.
In
Well,
my opinion, it probably would have been a better idea to ensure that happened before you ran into a creature like this.
Well, we rolled a 100,
And use the peak narrative.
and we used a peak narrative on that 100 when we were looking for an encounter.
I understand. That's just my concern as a whole, that this was too soon for you guys' experience with the system, because this could have been a really, really good opportunity for you, but you weren't able to squeeze out all of the benefits because you weren't
yeah, I thought about
really
that too.
aware of
I thought about that
the
too, John. Like I was definitely trying different ways to like incorporate that. But yeah, no, I feel what you mean. But like any experience, putting yourself and like failing the first time and then learning from those failures. You know what else? And just for the next time, we'll try to do it better next time. It's really all we can do.
Yep, and we got
That's
stuff
my
out of it,
major
but
thought. The secondary thing is an extension of that, really, but also just in general is something to keep in mind. One of the things that stuck for me is, isn't it supposed to be pedantic? I think that was directly from you, Lyron, in
yes.
terms of pinpoint accuracy with the way that you're describing things and wordplay and things like that, which in my opinion is absolutely not the goal of a DAO battle. The wording is important,
Hmm.
but the logic behind the arguments is far more so, as well as the weight of your experiences of
Yeah,
your
the
DAO.
DAO. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, even if you, the player, has an answer, if you, the character, can't back it up with experience, and the same thing is true for your NPCs, so call them out on it. If an
So
NPC,
my character also would have assumed that it was supposed to be pedantic here. He's not from a cultivator background and doesn't really know most of the stuff involving, well, DAOs or the path, except for what he has experienced beforehand. So
yeah,
even if he's wrong, he would have said that.
it's just something, not even in character, but as a player, to keep in mind.
Thank you.
You are
Sure.
probably going to run into a lot of walls
Mhm.
with DAO battles if you aim for
Pedantic.
witty wordplay, pedantic solutions.
Now, I am also a sound DAO practitioner, so witty wordplay is part of that.
Not necessarily.
It can
That
be,
would be
though.
some witty wordplay would be a under the line of somebody who practices language. Sound isn't intelligent or smart or cunning. It is.
Hmm.
Yeah, so if you try to lean into what you can do with sound, it's interesting. You gotta find both the cart and the horse in this case, and determine which one is pulling you and which one you have to pull. And sound being witty in this case is not an intrinsic property of the idea.
True.
It's just
And
something
it's not
that
an
can.
intrinsic property of my actual, like, I guess, sub DAO of harmony, which,
Yeah, harmony is also very straightforward. It's a clinical property of the universe that things
yep,
can harmonize.
yep. It is not, in fact, intelligent, though you have to be intelligent to do that on the fly,
Hey
I suppose,
guys.
to harmonize with it. Yes?
You heading out, Johnny?
Have a nice night.
See you, Johnny.
Okay.
Enjoy your dinner.